Hey there, Brendan Bailey with MarineMax here in beautiful Fort Myers, Florida. We are right off the coast of Sanibel Island. Absolutely beautiful day for us to walk through this 2025 Magellano 60. Those of you who don't know the Magellano line, this is a long-range boat, but we'll talk more about the performance of it. A lot of people assume that this is just going to be a slow boat. The way Azimut's designed this boat, it's designed to be a little Swiss Army knife for a lot of different cruisers. So we're going to start back here on the swim platform. Nice hydraulic swim platform. You can put up to a 11-foot tender on this swim platform, and really nice to be able to drop down. If you don't have the tender on it, you want to be able to just use it as a beach mode. Great spot to do that too. Just lower it just underneath the water line. Great spot to hang out. If you're an owner who's just diving into this, or an owner who wants to typically have somebody on board as a mate, great spot to be able to put somebody, crew quarter, right here off the back deck. Nice twin, wet head, really a great spot to be able to bring some help along if you need it, or use it like we're using it right now for spare parts and equipment, paddle boards, scuba gear, all of that can store back here right off the swim platform, keeping the wet stuff off the back of the boat. Really serves as an easy way to get in and out for the crew. You'll notice this nice lazarette area back here. Great for putting mooring gear. As you can see, we've thrown a few fenders in there. There's a shelf all the way across there, across the top. Good spot to be able to put dock lines and other cleaning supplies, chamois mops, all that could be stored right here. Again, keeping all that wet, working labor type stuff right here on the swim platform, where it's nice and wet and not in your entertaining areas. So there is a ladder off the starboard corner of that, nice for boarding in and out of the boat. And as we step up into the cockpit, I'll walk you through this spot. This is something that Azimut did a fantastic job on. So many people love their water toys, and I didn't even know that this was here until recently. To redeem the storage underneath this seat, they've created a fantastic spot to be able to grab your sea bob, which again is probably going to be wet, and bring it right here and store it. It actually stores here on the sea bob mount right underneath the seat in the cockpit. So what a great way to use that. Obviously, if you're not going to have a sea bob on board to tool around with, then you'll have this for just storage for anything, mooring gear, whatever supplies you might want to put in there. Swim platform controls right here, easily access. You don't have to bend down to get to them. You can literally do it just by standing up here. So come on into the cockpit. Check out this entertaining space. This is a 60-foot boat with a ton of beam on it and nice opposing seating. You know, you're used to seeing this U-shaped seating back here. Azimut wanted to make this a little more open, face-to-face conversational. Obviously, this will, with the push of a button, which is located on the switch panel there by the camera, this just comes up into a dining table, folds out, and really makes for a nice spot. And this is a heavy Corian counter, or Corian hard surface table, so you don't have to worry about weathering and maintaining that. So really a nice multifunctional area. I've seen most people use this as a coffee table and a great spot to sit and just hang out with friends. Again, face-to-face conversation. When the dining table's set up, bring a couple of the folding chairs and put those here, and you got a table for 6. So, and I'd be remiss not to talk about this. If you can see when the camera swings around, look how they place this glass back here. So when you're sitting here, you're not looking over the edge. There was dolphins playing with us a few minutes right off the swim platform, and we could have seen them if we had been sitting right here. We'd be able to see them right through this back area. So it's just an extension of the ocean right here in this dining and entertainment conversation area right off the back of the 60 Magellano. And as you just saw, the privacy or sunshade that I just put up, click of a button, you can have privacy, you can block out that sun if you want to on those late evenings, but really gives you some versatility to how you're going to use this with your family. So really like the layout of it. And of course, we'll save the best for later, the inside. But check out this wet bar design. Nice spot for 2 people to sit. Countertop with a galley aft design like this really makes it easy to be served in and out. Transition from inside to outside is a flat surface, no big rails or toe stubbers there. Really done a good job of designing this area for maximum entertainment. So, and again, when I look from here backwards on a 60-foot boat, I mean, I have about 12 feet of space from here to that to that glass fence, it just feels like I'm in 75, 80 foot when you look at this aft deck here. So dive doors on both sides, or boarding doors on both sides. Really makes it nice for depending on how you're moored in a dock. Nice storage area here for lines to go in, tie off, store the excess here. And again, typical Azimut. Look at the design. I mean, it's like a piece of artwork. The way that everything is shaped in with each other just looks absolutely stunning. So we'll move up to the Flybridge and check out that area as well. Before we do, here's your cockpit docking station. Joystick docking, bow and stern thruster. Really gives you the comfort and confidence when you're backing in to be able to look right off this back corner and see when you're coming into the dock. Makes minor adjustments with your electric thrusters, and really makes it nice for a captain or crew to be able to help dock the boat safely and comfortably. So let's head up. So now to my favorite place, the Flybridge. Not only do you spend a lot of time up here while you're cruising, mainly because of, look at this, your views, the breeze. This is the ultimate entertainment spot on just about any Flybridge. This is where you see people at night in the marina, sitting enjoying a cocktail, having conversation with friends and family. They're typically up on the Flybridge. So let's start back here on this aft deck. Love the seating back here. Nice U-shaped seating. I mean, you can imagine sitting back here having conversations with your friends, family, seating all the way around here. Lounge, if you wanted to kick this back, lounge this way, looking back at the wake while you're running from here to the Bahamas, here to Naples. Really, really a comfortable spot. Nice little coffee table. And then check out this wet bar. Sink, grill, could do another grill. Nice storage, ice machine, fridge. You've got the ability to really equip this area for your cruise so you're not having to go up and down a whole lot underway, and just really fill it up with everything that you're going to need for a nice voyage or for a nice night of entertainment. So nice trash can and just really solid furniture here. So you'll see here this valve, probably wondering what that is. If you look up, it's a nice place to take a shower, rinse off. Really cool waterfall head there, integrated right into this hardtop. Check out this center. Again, Azimut styling, that European modern, really forward thinking. Love the way that this feels. Typically you would have supports on both sides blocking views, but on this, anywhere you walk, you have uninterrupted views. With the exception of these two supports on the front, everything else is wide open. So speaking of nice TV from a view standpoint, it's set up directly across from this U-shaped dining area. Another spot for you to sit, break bread, have friends. Some storage underneath here. And look at the detail in the doors. Just really just a nice, this boat's designed for comfort. This boat's designed for being on board for long periods of time. Beautiful helm. You'll see a lot of Flybridges on models that are very abbreviated, maybe one MFD on the bridge. On this, Azimut's very consistent in the fact that they duplicate everything that's below on the lower helm to the upper helm, because they also understand that most people cruise from up here. A lot of people don't cruise down low. Now you might on a long voyage want to be down low out of the elements or in a storm or something like that, but generally in the US, Caribbean, Flybridge cruising is typically where the captain's going to hang out at. So very well appointed, and you'll see it's going to be a lot like what's downstairs, but dual ray marine screens, MAN, just a really good layout. I love the steering wheel. I was cruising over, and the ability to just it just naturally fits your hands. So as you're making your adjustments, you feel like you're driving something that's 400 foot long. It really is just a cool feel, and the beautiful woodwork that's on it. Again, thruster, bow and stern thruster, joystick controls when you need those, autopilot. Everything is just really easy, ergonomic. The seats are comfortable, dual helm seats. Everything's just really comfortable, and it's right here. You've got your remote. switch panel to be able to run your Raymarines without having to lean forward. Kind of a first world problem, but it's nice to have that there. Just so you can sit back and cruise. When you're behind the helm for 6 or 7 or 8 hours, you want to be as comfortable as possible, and Azimut's thought about all of that. This boat is equipped with Fusion stereo system, can be managed from the Flybridge or from down low in the bow area and the aft deck. Music's an important part of the boat, and Azimut's got you control everywhere that you go. So sitting here off the point of Sanibel, we can see the lighthouse over here. Got a sun lounge area over there. Picturing my wife or kids sitting over there, or friends sitting there as we cruise. Buddy's sitting next to me, maybe my wife's sitting next to me. Just a great entertainment deck. At night, stars are out. Beautiful spot to be able to open up right over the dining table, and just really let a nice breeze comes through here. And just a really good entertaining platform, and a nice cruising platform as well too. When you think about some people might want to lay down, some people might want to sit upright. You pretty much have a spot for everybody on board. So let's go downstairs and check out the inside of the boat, and see you there. So here we are stepping inside the galley and inside salon of the 60 Magellano, and wow, what a transformation from outdoors to indoors. You can probably sense the camera is back where we were when we first started, way on that aft deck, close to that glass fence. Look at the amount of space that's here. This is 60 foot. It feels significantly larger in here. Nice entertainment area. This window drops with just the touch of a switch. Doors fold to the side and are secured firmly. They're latched in. Beautiful wood floors. Come in and out. A little wet, not a big deal. But check out this view for the galley, right? Whoever's here whoever's in the galley is not missing out on the entertainment. They're in the middle of it. They're part of it. They're part of the conversation, with lots of storage throughout. Everywhere that they can find storage areas, they make it. This one's got the shelving unit in here versus the dishwasher. Can get a dishwasher for that area. Nice Miele induction stove, Miele convection oven. Some overhead storage. Don't see a lot of this anymore. Because everybody wants to open it up for the glass so you can see out. So most of the models, they've dropped all these upper cabinets. The Magellano series, again, long range cruising. So provisioning for long trips, they thought about that on this boat. And with the amount of glass that this has and as open as it is, they felt they could keep that there, give the owners some more storage, and I'm glad they did. Sink, corner storage areas. Again, just really a nice flowing space. Directly across, refrigerator, freezer, a little more storage there. And I love the detail. Italians love the aesthetics of things. They want everything to be beautiful, every surface to feel good, to touch good. So instead of just having all your switching mounted, they've actually put it behind these doors. Gives you the ability to put all of this. All you need to do is touch these for a second or two, so why make them exposed all the time and take away from the aesthetics and the beautiful woodwork that's on the boat. Look at the china, all the glassware that's in here. Nice area for you to store all of that. And again, all of that is Azimut logos on everything, including your silverware. Just a nice touch. Love this area. Didn't mention the TV when I walked in. I'm not a big TV watcher on the boat, but so many of us Americans are, and if the Cowboys are on, I'm probably in. But beautiful area to be able to sit and watch football. You can hit a switch and turn it to the aft like we have it turned right now. So when you're in this area entertaining, you've got the TV. You can hit a switch and rotate it back around to where when you're forward, where we'll be moving in a minute, you can have the TV facing that area as well. So love the detail. This little tray area to be able to put stuff. A lot of people, I could imagine, putting glasses and phones and stuff like that there. Wine chiller cabinet with some electronics in it. But look at the detail. I mean, that could just be just an inset, right? Just cut into this, but they've actually done it with a very nice detail, raised gold. Just really fits in, kind of a timeless style. And the lighting, I'd be remiss not to mention the lighting that's throughout the boat. Look at even these little accent shelves have beautiful lighting on those, and really presents a nice welcoming as you walk into the boat. So as we take a step up, you'll notice we also take a step up in ceiling. I'm 6'5", so not a small guy, and feel like I have plenty of room in here. And you'll notice downstairs in the master stateroom how beautiful that is and how much ceiling we have there as well. That's what really helps that area, is this step up here. So look at the detail in the ceiling, not overdone, not overstated. This boat's designed for comfort, long range cruising, as I mentioned. Just beautiful. Like, it's simple, it's clean, and really sets this boat off well. I didn't mention this while we were outside. We haven't gone forward yet, but if you'll notice, the bulwark on the outside on the gunnels is cut down to kind of go with this window. So when you're sitting here at dining level, this will actually raise up, just like the cockpit table would. This will raise up, and you can fold this out into a dining room table for 4. Add a couple chairs on the end if you want to. But look how that's cut out. If that was to go, if that would be solid fiberglass all the way across, you wouldn't be able to see out it as well. They'd cut that down and really give you the ability to see through, watch the dolphins, look on land, see your friends out playing. Just a nice, comfortable spot to be able to lounge and hang out at. So, and as you step over here, nice, comfortable sofa, something that you would find in a household. I've been on a lot of boat sofas that aren't quite as comfortable, 6'5", laid out, sitting here, somebody else lounging there. Movable little beverage table, and check out this view. I mean, that's a piece of artwork right there. Look at the size of the glass. Not a bad view while hanging out here in the salon. So we'll move forward here into the helm area. I talked about upstairs helm not being abbreviated. I mean, you can see, I actually think the upstairs one might be a little bit bigger. All the same instrumentation for the most part. Everything is kind of duplicated upstairs, the stuff that you need to be up there. Nice little glove box area, dual Ray Marine screens, Humphrey tab system. This boat is a unique boat because it's a dual mode hull. So what does that mean? That means when we talk about cruise on this boat, we have 2 different cruises, right? Most of the time you hear somebody say the top end on this boat is XYZ and the cruise speed is XYZ and the burn at cruise. Well, here we're going to talk long range cruise and standard cruise, right? So long range cruise, you can cruise this boat at around 8 knots, burn about 8 gallons of fuel, and you'll have a range over 1,000 miles. So that's the long range side of it, right? And when you talk about dual mode, it's not just a slow boat. I think so many people have associated Magellano series with slow. It's not. This is a skegged hull, like a trawler style boat, but it performs in that dual mode. So once you get up to 21 knot cruise, it's going to burn somewhere around 45 to 50 gallons an hour, and you're going to have over 350 miles of range. Bump it all the way up, wide open throttle. Again, not a slow boat. It's going to top out around 25, 26 knots, burning 75, 78 gallons an hour. That's a pretty impressive opportunity to own a boat that does multiple different things. Whether you want to go long range, do night cruises at slow speeds, and have over 1,000 miles of range, you can do that. If you want to do an average cruise, you know, most of the time on our Bahamas cruises, we're cruising 24, 25 knots. This one cruises at 21. Burns about the same amount of fuel as a standard hull at standard cruise, right? So you're not really losing much there, 3 or 4 knots, and that's about it. Now on the top end, you got storms coming in, you need to get home, you get a phone call, need to get back, you can cruise at 20, or you can run at 25, 26 at wide open throttle. So really a cool Swiss Army knife type of boat hull design to appeal to multiple different users. So not just slow, not just fast, it'll do both. And really a cool design by Azimut. They did a fantastic job on that. And check out the visibility as we look here. Nice visibility all the way around. You know, this is typically going to be an inclement weather spot, or you've been cruising for 2 weeks, you just want to be down in the air conditioning. I mean, it feels great right here, right now. And looking back from here and seeing the wide open space, tons of glass, I mean, you really feel good. In a docking situation, you'd still feel good docking this boat from down low. As I step over here, there's a switch panel, and I talked about the TV that rotated. Depending on where you're going to do your TV, so maybe the sun's gone down and everybody's ready to start heading to bed, and it's ready to wind down and check up on the news, check the iPad, check email, get your evening phone, or get your evening emails caught up. TV will rotate and appeal to whoever might be in this area as well. So I didn't point out the china cabinet here. Again, super cool coffee cups, Everything with Azimut logos on them. They just think through all the nice little touches. So we're going to head down into the living quarters now. This is a 3-stateroom, 3-head boat, and let's go down and check them out. So here we are in the VIP, and this is every bit of VIP. Like, this is beautifully appointed when you think about all the details. Nice storage areas, but check out this headboard. Just a very detailed beaded board. This is actually a fabric material. This isn't like a wood that's just routed. This is a beautiful textured fabric. Love the black accents. One of the things you noticed, and I didn't point out on the Flybridge, is there's a lot more anodized black powder coated materials versus just your typical chrome or stainless. They've really done a good job of bringing a contemporary style to a boat that's not necessarily your typical Azimut design like you see on their Flybridge or S-Series. This is very much a more warm feeling designed boat, and they've absolutely nailed it on this boat to bring just the right amount of contemporary, softness, light colors, soft tones, and just a beautiful VIP. You can see nice storage area on both sides, his and hers. Love the mirrored TV stuck here, Bose soundbar, but love the fact that it's stuck in here behind. Again, aesthetics, keeps it nice and clean, and it gives you the ability to tuck your shirt in when you need to tuck your shirt in, like I just did, look in the mirror. Although you do have a full-length mirror here, so good storage underneath the bed area. And then check out this. To me, this boat, the Magellano, especially the 60, has by far, I believe, some of the prettiest heads that Azimut has in their lineup. I think they've really brought in some great details. Kind of has that masculine design element to it with the black trim, again, pulling in the shower surround. Check out how they made this glass, how it's actually curved around with the tower rod mounted in the glass. I mean, the easier thing for them to do would have been to put a bifold door in here like everybody does and has done for decades, but they wanted to make sure that this area was big enough for somebody like me to get in and take a shower. And as you can see, this area is big enough for me to take a shower. Love the wood tones, the teak floor. Nice to be able to pull that up, get all the hair out of it, put it back down. It looks beautiful just like it is. So let's go into the lower hallway area, and let's check out that area. So before we head down to the lower landing here, check out this area. Twin bunks side by side, not over under bunks like a lot of boats will have, or an L shape. So 2 adults, my wife and I, could stay in a stateroom like this. And again, 6'5", I have the ability to lay here. I've got a closet here at the end, nice hanging closet, but my ability to lay here, be comfortable, see out, just a really good, comfortable spot. And I love that they carried over the detail from the VIP right here into this stateroom as well. To me, the finishes are just gorgeous on this boat. So, and again, hanging locker here. As we walk out and start to walk aft towards the master, we'll walk by this full-length mirror, which you see when you come down the stairs from the salon area. Washer dryer, conveniently located, not in the master, so any of your guests can come in and do the laundry and not have to go into the master like a lot of models will have. So this would be your day head, shared by that bunk room or the people that are coming on and off the boat throughout the day, maybe not staying with you overnight, but this would be the head that they would use. Nice sink area, big countertop area to be able to do some work, some storage up there. And then whether you're going to sit in here in the shower, you can sit here, shave your legs. If you're underway, you just want somewhere to sit for a little more stability, nice deep seat. And then the ability to have the toilet underneath, so a wet head design, but very, very comfortable and well thought out. And again, appointed with all the nice natural tones with the wood and the wand, the shower wand head up here as well. So this would be a shared space for guests that are on board that aren't necessarily staying overnight. They would use it, as well as the twin bunk room. They would use it as well, or the twin stateroom. So now we'll step into the master. And this is where it all happens right here. This is absolutely amazing. If you remember when we were in the salon, I was talking about stepping up and then how the ceiling also steps up throughout the rest of the salon. You can see now I'm on a 60-foot boat, 6'5", the ability to have wide open spaces, lots of headroom, Beautiful chest here to keep clothes and other stuff in. Nice hanging locker. Got his and hers. This side over here is a little smaller than the other side. This is typically considered to be his. And then we've opted for, on this boat, to have the dual chests on this particular boat. So a lot of times in our market, we have people that come and use these to stay on and do their cruising, and then they fly back home. So storage is typically pretty important on these boats. And again, for long-range cruising, the more storage, the better. We feel like our consumers have told us over the years. So beautiful bed design, nice backboard, nice headboard. I love how they took the headboard all the way from the back, all the way up to the ceiling here. And just the lighting that's throughout the boat is really set off. Check out these lamps. I love these black lamps. Just a real statement piece that's in the boat. And then I'd be remiss not to talk about, look at that view. I mean, imagine waking up to have that as your view in the mornings. So before we head upstairs, one more thing to show you, and to me, probably the most beautiful head in all of Azimut's lineup, the 60 Magellano master head. The lighting, the feel, the textures, everything about this boat is spot on when it comes to the master head. You look in here, nice headroom. They've got the shower wand. Look at this detail here. I mean, I think this is beautiful to be able to put your soaps and stuff. It's almost like a piece of artwork with the backlighting that's in there. Again, the shelf to be able to sit on, shave your legs, whether you want to put your leg up or you want to sit down. Nice room. And again, look at the detail. I love the black accents. To me, it really makes this boat current with how people are designing their homes today, but not a trendy thing. It's more timeless. So this is going to look good forever. And I really feel like they've done a good job between the black bowl sink, the black accent light up on the wall. Love the way that the mirror has the light ring around it for the backlight. So just a nice designed head. Check out the paper towel holder. Toilet paper will come out here. Just keeps the rest of it kind of hidden back behind. And look at the floors, nice and flat. When you think about coming out of the shower on a boat, if you spent any time on a boat, when you walk out, you want room. So many times you're tight. This has got a ton of room in it. This is a big head for a 60-foot boat for sure. So let's head upstairs and take a look. So we're going to end this walkthrough with a walk from the aft deck to the bow, because there's so much to talk about between here and there. This is the part everybody sees when you're between ports. This is what everybody's looking at, is the beauty of the Azimut lines of the 60 Magellano. Love the detail. I've talked so much about warm tones and the way this boat's been designed. I love that they've taken this teak and done these inlays down the side. Really adds a statement piece that's just different than anything else you're going to see on the water. Again, look at how high these gunnels are. You know, when you think about your significant other or your mate, whoever, walking up and down the sides here, to be able to walk freely, I don't have to turn sideways. I can walk freely. And then I love the glass. I always say this on Azimut, I love this solid pane of glass from top to bottom. These are 3 pieces of glass, 60-foot boat. You can see all of this reflection is between 3 pieces of glass, and absolutely stunning. Not only from the inside does it make it beautiful when looking out, but from the outside, it's just clean. Super, super cool. Love having the handrail here. Look, I love how it's a rectangle shape. It's a boxed in handrail. It's not just your typical handrail that's round. Love the design touch there. Couple of steps forward. Pop-up lights really set the tone for in the evening. Push them in, twist them, they're off. Good mooring box here to be able to put a fender or some dock lines on so you don't have to go to the back to get that stuff. And then again, another conversation piece. We've talked about several areas to sit and have conversation. Well, here's a great one. On the bow of the boat. Shot a video the other day on another boat, anchored, looking out at the Gulf. I love to sit on the bow of a boat when we're stern anchored into a beach and be able to just sit here and look out. Even at a marina at nighttime, this is a great spot to sit. Not looking at the back of the dock, but looking out at what's in front of you. And nice, comfortable seating. They've raised this backrest up to really make it a lot more comfortable, so you don't feel like you're having to kind of balance here. You actually can dig into this and be comfortable sitting here. Table, coffee table that flips out. You can see here, flips over and lays out flat when you need it to. And then the ability to convert this from opposing seating to a sun lounge, right? We all expect there to be a sun lounge up here. We don't necessarily expect that it can be converted into additional seating for this conversation area right here, but Azimut's done that. Up here, we've actually got the anchor out right now as we shoot the video, but check out all these pieces. This is like artwork to me. If you're a boater, you're somebody who's into the boating, you love all the stainless artwork that's on these yachts, and Azimut does a better job than most at making that stuff beautiful and showing it off. So I'm Brendan Bailey with MarineMax here in beautiful Fort Myers, Florida. Love to talk to you about this boat. Give us a call at 972-670-8211. Love to talk to you soon. Take care.